WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Afternoon from WKYT News. Bill Bryan and Barbara Bailey here as we're approaching 12:30. We are continuing to keep a very close eye on storms heading for the region. They'll be moving in later this afternoon and into the evening.
And this is a WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day because of that threat. Let's get to meteorologist Micah Harris now for an update.
Yeah, we talked about it this morning where much of your day is going to be dry. There's really not much to talk about for the next few hours. Now, as you get off towards your 5, 6, 7 p.m. time frame, then that's a different story because we do have some storms on their way and they're going to be heading our direction. This is an area in western Kentucky that just does not need any more rain. It needs to take about a week off from the rain, and it picked up anywhere from 5 to even 9 inches of rain in this zone. Now look what's coming. Some more rain heading their direction. That's not good for them. Also for us, I mean, we're talking about the southwestern zones with that flash flood watch. I do expect at least a few more counties to be involved with that. Now that takes us off through the evening and nighttime hours. Here comes some more storms. Then we'll take a bit of a break, and here come more storms for tomorrow. It's on and off as we go throughout the next 24 to 36 hours. Strong, potentially severe storms later on this evening and off into the night and for tomorrow. But there is good news, guys. Saturday and Sunday, mainly dry. It looks much, much better with lower humidity this weekend. We just got to go through the next 24 to 36 hours. And we're talking about flash flooding and possibly some damaging winds. We'll get into that in just a few minutes.
All right, we'll get there for the weekend, but heads up for later on.
That's right. You can finally get a first-hand look at a highly anticipated and sometimes controversial park. The Ark Encounter officially opened this morning in Williamstown in Grant County. Millions
of people are expected to visit the park, and WKYT's Mark Barber has more on the opening today, and that's our top story at 12:30. Mark?
Good afternoon, Bill. A pastor I talked to from Georgia says he's taught the story of Noah's Ark for years, so it really is incredible for him to be here today to see this ark almost like it's straight out of the pages of the Bible. I also talked to a family from Canada who says they made a 3-day trip to be here on the opening day of the Ark Park. There are thousands of people here today, and as many as 2 million are expected to show up in the park's first year. The massive ark is drawing massive crowds. This ark was built following the instructions in Genesis. More than 40,000 families helped fund the $100 million ark. The theme park is also receiving $18 million in tax breaks. Dozens of protesters are lining I-75 this afternoon. They don't think those tax breaks should have been awarded to the park because it teaches a biblical worldview.
So the top reasons we're out here is anti-science. In Kentucky, we are raising a generation of scientifically illiterate children. This is a dangerous concept.
This is something that is presenting a perspective, a worldview based on the Bible, but it's not an overt, we're not hitting anybody over the head with a message. We're just presenting it and answering questions. We're hopefully starting a conversation.
This ark is certainly sparking a lot of conversations about science and faith here today. The park will be open from 9 until midnight. The first 40 days, it's open. Live in Grant County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Mark, thank you very much for the report up there today. And what kind of impact do the creators of the Ark Encounter expect? Well, the park can accommodate 10,000 guests each day. They expect more than that during its initial opening. Operators expect 85% of those visitors to be from... Need to take the audio off from the live shot. Thank you. All right. 80% will be from outside the tri-state area of Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. Now, along with the Creation Museum, around 20,000 tourism-related jobs are expected to be created over the next decade.
State police have asked for your help to find a missing couple. 38-year-old Robert Jones and 35-year-old Crystal Warner were last seen Sunday at a home on Texas Road in Springfield. They were driving a gray 2012 Volkswagen with Kentucky plate 9485FS. Police say cell phone records indicated their phones were last used Sunday on I-64 near Frankfort. The couple lives in Florence. A third person has admitted to his role in a violent pizza store robbery.
The man pleaded guilty to the crime at the Danville Dominos in September of 2014, where a clerk was shot. He was a teenager at the time. WKYT's Phil Pendleton was there for the hearing.
Nathaniel Davis was only 16 when this crime was committed in September of 2014. He is now 18 years old. Police say that he was one of 4 people involved in the violent pizza store robbery in which 21-year-old clerk Zoe Reed was shot during the course of that crime. Now, the prosecutor says that Davis was simply a facilitator in the crime. He is the 3rd person to plead guilty. Already we have seen the driver, Robin Adams, and Patrick Brand, who police say called in the fake order to get the pizza store delivery driver to leave, to plead guilty. The only one that has not pleaded yet is Rico Penix, whom police say is the alleged trigger man.
There was an entry made into her place of employment, a local Domino's Pizza. She was shot, and as a result of what we believe an attempted robbery, and left at the scene when the others made their getaways.
The recommended sentence was 15 years. He actually pleaded down from robbery and assault 1st degree to 2nd degree on both charges. In Boyle County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Phil, thank you. Final sentencing has been scheduled for August 2nd.
Well, lightning might be to blame for a massive fire that destroyed a historic building overnight. Witnesses shot this video of the fire in downtown Hopkinsville. Firefighters say it only took minutes for flames to overtake the building. Much of the building collapsed. It was built in the 1880s and more recently housed a furniture store.
Tough loss for that community, yeah.
Well, a Minnesota police officer has been put on paid administrative leave after the deadly shooting of a black man. 32-year-old Philando Castile was shot multiple times during a traffic stop in a suburb of St. Paul last night.
His girlfriend live streamed the aftermath on Facebook. We do want to warn you, the video is graphic. It may be disturbing to some viewers. You may not want to see it. Here's a report from CBS's Ashley Roberts in Falcon Heights, Minnesota.
Diamond Reynolds demanded justice this morning after a Minnesota police officer shot and killed her boyfriend.
These police are not here to protect and serve us. They are here to assassinate us. We got pulled over for a busted tail light in the back.
Reynolds live streamed as her boyfriend Philando Castile was slumped over next to her, his t-shirt soaked in blood. Reynolds said an officer fired 4 shots.
He's licensed to carry. He was trying to get out his ID and his wallet out his pocket, and he let the officer know that he had a firearm and he was reaching for his wallet, and the officer just shot him in his arm.
She remained calm as the St. Anthony police officer held them at gunpoint.
Told him not to reach for it. I told him to get his hand out.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license.
Castile died at the hospital where friends and family gathered to mourn.
It's basically modern day lynching that we're seeing going on, except we're not getting hung by a tree anymore. We're getting killed on camera.
Family members say Castile was a cafeteria worker at a nearby school. Here at the scene, community members have left balloons, signs, and flowers in his honor. The shooting also sparked a protest outside the governor's mansion overnight.
It's shocking. You know, it's not something that occurs, you know, in this area often.
Minnesota's Bureau of Criminal Apprehension has taken over the investigation. Ashley Roberts for CBS News, Falcon Heights, Minnesota.
Castile's family says he would have turned 33 this week.
What the CDC says the U.S. should be doing to cut down on crashes that kill an estimated 90 people a day in the U.S. coming up in Better Living.
Here comes another round of storms heading our direction. We're going to go over the timing on when you can expect these coming up next. A few showers still left over in east and southeastern Kentucky. Not really worried about that. What we're worried about is what's back toward the west, because here comes some more heavy rain. Here comes some more not only lightning, but also possibility of some damaging winds. Now, as I discussed earlier, you don't need severe weather out of this to cause some major problems. Flash flooding is our most concerning part of this system, especially down toward the southwest. It's heading our direction. Still have several hours left to go. But we do have a flash flood watch in effect until 9 p.m. This area right through here is where we expect these storms to move on in. I would say anywhere from a line from south of Louisville through Danville, through London, and down towards, say, Bell and also Harlan County and back toward the southwest of that. That is the best bet to actually see these storms roll through, at least the first batch. The next batch actually comes during the nighttime hours. There is a possibility that some of these counties actually will, more counties will be included. There's your look. You see that? 5, 6 p.m. We'll see it roll through the western zones, especially that Taylor, Marion, Adair, and also Russell County areas. Greene County, you will be in that mix too. And these are areas that picked up anywhere from 2 to even 5 inches of rain just past 24 hours. We do not need the rain here. Unfortunately, we're going to get that. And just as I spoke earlier, not only flash flooding, but you get 40, 50 mile per hour wind gusts. Those aren't very strong winds. I mean, very strong winds, you're talking about severe winds. You're talking about 58 plus mile per hour. But 40 to 50 mile per hour typically do not cause any problems, typically. But when you have such a saturated ground like we have, especially down toward the southwest, it'll be easy for some of these trees to topple over. You just got to keep that in mind as you're heading out the rest of the afternoon and evening hours. Here's 8 p.m. and it's starting to slide on out of here, but watch this develop back toward the west and southwest. Here comes some more storms developing. It's just rounds. That's 3 a.m. right there. You just got to keep in mind that this is going to be another 24 hours, 36 hours of one storm after another. Best chance of that is going to be west of I-75, so our western zones, and also make your way back toward Bowling Green. That is your best likelihood of actually seeing some of these storms roll on through. 7-day forecast. So strong to severe storms again today, especially down toward the Cumberland region. Friday, we'll have on and off storms again. Finally, guys, Saturday and Sunday, we finally get a break. Drop the humidity too. Looks really good there for the weekend. As of right now.
Let's get there first, right?
All right. Cross our fingers for it.
All right, Micah, thank you. A new heart stent that works like dissolving stitches, and the U.S. lags behind in lowering traffic deaths.
Chris Martinez has details in this Better Living report.
New CDC numbers show about 90 people die in car crashes in the U.S. each day. That's an improvement over the past 10 years, but the report shows other nations are doing better. The CDC recommends states enforce stricter seatbelt and drunk driving laws. The FDA approved a new kind of heart stent that dissolves into the body within 2 to 3 years. Surgeons insert the stent in the arteries to open blockages. By the time the artery heals, the stent is gone. Current metal stents stay in the body forever. Researchers say men with advanced prostate cancer could benefit from genetic testing. The test looks for mutations involved in repairing DNA damage. Doctors hope to identify patients who could benefit from treatments that target the mutation. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Coming up, honoring those who have left their mark on high school basketball in the state.
Find out who's entering the Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame next.
Welcome back in WKYT News. For nearly 100 years, high school basketball has been a source of every community's identity in the state, the character, the spirit, from the smallest town to the biggest cities. And this Saturday, Kentucky High School Basketball's Hall of Fame will induct new members.
We're happy to be joined now by George Wilson, Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame inductee, along with Billy Reed, Hall of Fame writer, and Richard Green, Dunbar High School Alumni Director. Welcome. So happy to have you all here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it very much.
We're honored.
Well, congratulations, George. And what does this mean to you?
It means so much. I have a lot of sweat, but it means so much to me. And to be a part of this elite group that's going in this year it's been one hell of a ride. The last 2 weeks has been a little bit wild, but yeah. I've enjoyed every bit of it. Yeah, bring back some good memories.
I bet there are some tremendous memories. And there are going to be a lot of people from Dunbar there to share in this.
Yes, ma'am. I think close to 100. If I count all of your family members.
Well, you have to have all your family there. That's
you
great.
You guys played basketball 8th grade through 12 years together. Yeah. What was that like? What kind of teammates were we talking?
And playing for Coach Roach, too. Yeah. What was that like?
That was good. In fact, because Richard, he was kind of like a rebounder. He didn't really like scoring, which that means I got the ball a lot. So I had no problem with that. If they don't want to shoot it, I would. So, but it worked out great. We always got a kick out, and it was so many other guys on that squad that pretty well helped us so much. It wasn't no problem, issues about who's going to get this, who's going to get that. It just worked out good. It was good for us.
Very special team.
Oh, gosh.
Making it clear, Billy, this is the original Dunbar High School, which you say is so important in the history of basketball.
We're about the same age, and in fact, we kind of grew up together here in Lexington, and that was a real transitional time in the city. Where the all-black schools were finally allowed to play in the boys' state tournament, and these gentlemen here just represented Dunbar and the city so well, and they were so much fun to watch. Now, you look at George now, he was 6'3", he had a big brace on one of his knees, but I tell you, he could jump, and he was a warrior. George Wilson was a warrior, and Richard, I remember mainly, he liked to shoot a little bit, if I recall. Is that right, Richard?
That's right.
But Dunbar High School does, and the culture, the fabric, the history of Lexington just means so much.
What a source of pride for so many people.
Yes.
Well, I know it's a big event. It's going to be Saturday at 7 at the State Theater in Elizabethtown when those inductions are done. There at the Hall of Fame. Tickets are $30 if folks want to go. But congratulations again, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Keep those great memories alive, certainly.
Oh, definitely.
Coming next, he wowed judges on the last comic standing, and tonight he's entertaining an audience here in the Bluegrass.
We're talking with comedian John Reep next on WKYT.
WKYT News continuing. You probably remember him as the 5th season winner on Last Comic Standing. And tonight, you get to see him in Lexington at Comedy Off-Broadway.
Comedian John Reep is here with us, and we welcome you back. Always glad to have you here.
Good to be back. Thank you.
Good to see you.
I love these. I never know how to sit in these because is my posture good?
You're doing fine.
I feel like I'm all right. Good.
Yeah, as you would no doubt point out, this is not a comfort.
Like naturally, I'd be like this, but it looks like I don't care. But I want to be like, I want to do good.
It's all body language, right?
Right.
You said when you come to the area,
I love coming to Lexington.
And you like to get out and kind of tour around.
I do. Last time I was here with a friend of mine, and we did a couple of tours. We did the tour of the Wild Turkey Distillery, and that was fun. Have you done that tour? Have you been on any of these tours?
You know, actually, I haven't been on that one.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
The lady giving the tour was the sweetest old lady. I mean, I want to say she was like 3'8", you know, had a little orange vest because at one point we're going to cross the road. It was safety first. And she had that sweet southern accent, kind of like my mom does, kind of talks like this. And she just, during the tour, she just was describing the barrels, and the hole in the barrel, it's called a bunghole. And she said that like 8 times. And me and my buddy John could not stop laughing. We're like Beavis and Butthead in the back. I don't think she knew the other meaning, So she's blah, 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 the bunghole. And we're like, and so we just, we're trying to be nice and not bring that up. And no one else was laughing, but we had such a good time. We had a good time, and they give you a little sample of the liquor, and it was we had a good time. So I might do that again.
Sample of the offerings.
Yes.
Was that at the beginning or the end of the tour?
That was at the end.
Oh, there you go.
It felt like it was the beginning, but yeah.
Well, you also have a big special coming up, but you're kind of on the fence about what it's going to be called.
Yeah, I shot a new special. Here I go. I shot a new special. In Chicago a while back, and I'm on the fence about what to call it. Like, my first special, maybe you guys at home could help me. The first special was called Metro Jethro. Yeah. Because I'm like half redneck, half city boy. Because I live in L.A., but I'm not Hollywood, I'm not, this guy I am from Hickory, but I don't live there. I've not been there in a long time. So I'm like a Metro Jethro, like I love sushi. Yeah. I just deep fry it and eat it with tartar sauce and hush puppies. Right. I'm not stupid. So I still have that in me. So that was the first special. The second one, I might want to keep it in that ballpark, and I'm thinking about calling it Well-Read Neck. Yeah?
It's pretty good.
That's good. I like it.
I also have a new look. I got this beard now and the slick back hair, so I might call it the Ginger Beard Man.
Oh, man.
Ginger
I like
beard.
both of those.
Yeah, so I don't know. You guys at home can email me. Let me know what you think.
And people can come out to the show and also give you some
and they
feedback.
Can tell me there.
You're performing tonight, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That is correct.
So, yes. Come on out and enjoy.
I'm going to make sure the rafters shake and your biscuits bake.
Thank you.
John Reep, everybody. Let's check with Micah before we go. We're watching some storms this afternoon and evening.
Looking at the best chance for strong to severe thunderstorms with this batch is actually down toward the south and southwest, guys. Chris Bailey being here at 4 p.m. to get you updated.
Thank you so much for being with us for WKYT News at noon.
Enjoy your day, everybody.
Bye.